I wanted to talk about why I quit my job. I know you're like, whoa, but I'm not talking about my current job. I'm talking about my job that got me in the mindset of I'm getting back into tech. I want you to know what was that breaking point, because I want you to be inspired. I want you to be able to see if you're at a job. I want you to start thinking, maybe I should want better, from something better for myself. Maybe I can do it. So I wanted to share my story with you, and hopefully you grab some inspiration from that. So basically, I was in a tough spot. I mean, I had fallen upon some hard times, had to stay with friends. It got rough. The thought process popped in my head, hey, just go and do something that you know how to do. And I really didn't even want to go back to this type of work, but I chose to just do what needed to be done. And that's what happened with a lot of us. We have to do what we have to do, and we end up kind of getting stuck. So I went to this company and I did some FMLA work. It was some work just like a leave of absence specialist type of work. I never wanted to do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never wanted to do that type of work. But I had to do what I had to do. Found this great company in the city of Atlanta. I always wanted to work in the city. Really nice family culture. You know, it was a really dope vibe. Even though it wasn't something I wanted to do, the vibe was dope. I couldn't have asked for a better work environment. Now, COVID-19 hit. All of that went out the window. I think the company completely changed. Laid off a lot of people. I couldn't even recognize the culture anymore. It was so different. It was no longer that family culture. It was different. Everything changed. It got to a point where everybody was leaving. Everybody was leaving. So during this time, I'm thinking to myself, okay, what do I want to do? So that's when the wheels really started moving. And I began to start thinking, okay, I want to add some more technical skills so that I can get more on a technical side. I mean, I knew at this point I did not want to do this job. And I guess I felt like this was my opportunity. So at this point, I started trying to work on my resume and pull out technical skills that I already had. I realized I didn't have a whole lot of them as far as my job, my work experience. So I needed to start studying. So I was applying to jobs, and I'll tell you this went on for years. Well, not even years. I'll say about a year and a half. I watched people jump ship. And it was the craziest thing I've never seen so many people leave a company like that. And so just like get out and be like, oh, this person's gone this week. And it's almost like a game to who's gonna be gone next week. It was like that. So I'm sitting and it gets frustrating because you don't want to be there either. You want better for yourself, and you're watching everybody else get these opportunities. It was driving me crazy. But I continued to study. I started to study analytics and get into, to get myself in a better position to get out of this industry and back or into tech, okay? I'll tell you this, it's not so much as about the people, it's always bigger than the people. It's about doing what you enjoy, doing what you love. So I couldn't help but think to myself, how did I end up in this situation? Like, how I end up at this company doing just a job? I should be doing something that's meaningful to myself, because that work meant nothing to me. It was meaningless. So it wasn't even about the people, it was the work. And I just got to that point where I knew I should be at the point where I'm at in life. I should be doing what I want to do, something that I know I can excel at. So that's really the largest part of the reason why I decided to jump ship. Best decision I've ever made. Because it helped me to see more of my value and I began to get out here looking for tech jobs, finally landing a couple offers for some jobs, making double the pay from that job. So it was interesting. It was very, very interesting. I went through a lot of changes with that job, and it was just draining. You know, it's draining having to come into work every day to do something you don't care about. You know, come into work every day, have a bunch of extra work thrown on you because everybody's leaving. Okay, Joe left now. Okay, you're gonna have to take over his work. You come in next week. Okay, the HR person left. Now we're gonna have to do something. It was getting crazy, and everybody was getting nervous because you could tell in the meetings that we were having, people started questioning like, are we good? You know, start asking the upper, you know, the senior executives, are we good? Because they're starting to notice these changes. It didn't matter what they said. People just started leaving. When my manager left and gave 1 week notice, I knew it was time to go. It was really time to go. So I wanted to just kind of go into a little bit of the story of why I left my job. Like I said, it had nothing to do with so much as people, but it had more to do with me seeing my worth. And now looking back on it, I just wish that I didn't sit that long and had tried to get out of it even before the company changed. See, what basically happened was it took the company going just down for me to move my feet and get out of that position. And I wanted to do this video so that maybe if you're in that position, you're working a job, maybe you can see that don't wait till it get hot like it did for me. Don't wait till it get like where you don't even want to do the work, you don't even want to show up, and you care nothing about the work. You might want to try to get out before then and find what you really want to do. Life is too short to spend it doing something you don't care about. That's what I wanted to talk about. Till next time, that's the end of this video. All right, so that's my story. That's the end of this video. Hopefully you grab some inspiration, some nuggets out of that you can use to propel you into a career and out of that job. All right, so this is He Loves Data. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel if you like my content. All right, peace.